So first of all, there substance. Substance meaning it is alike particles, or it is a pure form. That's called a substance. Matter means what is there? All their very smallest unit, like as an atom, we can say, and it is a made up. This all universe is made from this matter only. Okay, and matter is a substance which having the same atomic mass and which having some volume. That's called the matter. Then third one, we are going to speak about the compound. About the compound, it's very easy. If we speak about the compound is the combination of two or more than two substances. See that what I'm saying that about the compound. Compound is the combination of two or more than two substances and which form a new product, and which having new physical and chemical properties. It's called the compound. Now, generally, your example you can take that your example is related to your daily life. That is the sherbet. Are you drinking it? Yes or no? So when we are speaking about the sherbet, that time we are adding there so many substances like as a lemon juice, sugar, water, and then whatever you require for taste, you are adding it. While we are adding in it, that time what happened? These all are different substances we are adding, and when they mix up, that time we get the next new thing. That new product is the sherbet, and we can't recognize which particle, which is this sugar is there or lemon is there, because all are mixed and it forms a new taste. Okay. Second one, if you see there, another example about it, about the water. We know the formula, that is the H2O, but this H2O is made up from the two substances, that is the hydrogen and one is the oxygen. These two elements, when they combine and they form a new substance, that is the water. And this is a compound. Why it is compound? That's main reason is there. This hydrogen is highly inflammable substance, and water means our oxygen is supporting to the fire. Okay, it helps to burning anything. But when both are mixing, see there both substances are there highly inflammable, and one is the supporting to this fire. But when they are mixing together, when they are combined with each other, they are used to stop the fire. So this is the one very best example about the compound. Got it, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we are going to speak about the mixture, their mixture and compound, some students are making their mistakes in mixture and compound. So in mixture also there is the same. What is there? Two or more than two substances added in. It's made up a new substance, but see that its physical and chemical properties remain as it is. Of whatever substances we use in it, that's remain as it is. Suppose you are eating farsan, you know that in Marathi we are saying that bhed, batta. Are you eating it? Yes or no?
Yes.
There are so many ingredients. Yeah, there are so many ingredients, and out of that, each ingredient, suppose that you take out, suppose you take out that separately, then also you get a taste same as it is whatever we added before it. आपण ती टेस्ट आपण जे एकत्र करण्या अगोदर जी काही टेस्ट होती सेवची तीच टेस्ट आपल्याला नंतर पण लागते बरोबर आपण यांना सेपरेट करू शकतो तर हे झालं मिक्सचर. Okay, so got it? Difference between the mixture and the compound. About the compound, if at once you made the sherbet, can you separate sugar? Can you separate that lemon juice or water from it? Is it possible?
No.
No. This is not possible. Due to that reason, its definition, you should remember it's very important definition. When two or more than two substances combine with each other and they form a new product. New product means new substance, and its physical and chemical property totally different than the which substance added in it. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So just we have seen about the matter, then we have seen about the compound, we have seen about the substance, and then we have seen about the mixture. Okay. Now we have to see the measurement of matter. That topic. 1 minute. Okay, I'll check it. Who will tell me about the Dalton's atomic theory? Have you learned last year Dalton's atomic theory? Yes or no? Yes, continue. Yes, Akshara, you can.
Elements consisting of invisible, they are in small particles.
Very good. Chaitanya Jadhav.
Atoms are indivisible and indestructible.
Very good. Adarsh Gaware.
That term propose that matter is made of some particle are called atom.
Okay. So, first of all, what is the atom? It is the smallest unit of the matter. It is the smallest unit of the matter that we can say it's the atom or smallest particle of any substance. It's called atom. Now, when we are going to speak about the Dalton's atomic theory, in this theory, Dalton, this great scientist, has explained about the atoms, its their structure, its properties. So he has told a very important thing in this theory. This atom is made up from that substance which is indivisible, means we can't separate, we can't divide it. So it's a one unit. Okay. So about this atom, we have learned in 8th standard, that is our Kanath Muni. She told about this atom. He has told about the atom. Have you seen about the Kanath Muni? Yes or no? You have to read it because it's given in syllabus last year. So how are compound forms? Already I given the answer. Now what are the molecular formula of common salt, slaked lime, water, lime, and limestone? Who will tell me what is the formula for water? Water. What is the formula? Nobody knows. H2O. What is it? H2O. Then what is the formula for common salt? Common salt means your sodium chloride. It's your
NaCl.
NaCl2. NaCl2. Okay. Now here we have to write about the select lime. So you are getting it CaOH bracket 2. Okay, in bracket we are at OH bracket 2. Then what is the formula for lime?
CaCO3.
CaCO3. It's for a limestone, and just for lime, what will be there? That is CaOH bracket 2. Okay. Now we have to think about the next laws of chemical combination. Before that, are you able to see my screen or any problem you are getting?
The composition of a substance changes during a chemical change. The fundamental
Okay. So in the previous standard already we discussed about this. You have learned about the elements and all things. Then Dalton's atomic theory. Now we have to see the laws of chemical combination. So what is by chemical change? Can you tell me? Chemical change, physical change, we have learned in 7th and 8th standard. Anybody? So about the chemical change and the physical change, we learn that chemical change at once happen the changes. We can't return it, means it's a irreversible change. Okay. And about the physical change, it's reversible changes. Means suppose we'll take the example of water. Water can convert into the ice. Ice can convert into the water, and this water can convert into the steam. But at once chemical change happen, it's impossible to convert in any other substance. Suppose you have converted the sodium chloride, okay, sodium and chlorine you have taken this separately and you added it, and then you will get the sodium chloride. But afterwards we can't separate them because they mix together, and it's impossible to separate them because this change is the irreversible change, and these changes are called the chemical change. I think you should remember that one chart which you have learned in 7th and 8th standard. One chart was there given about their ripened mango, raw mango, like this, some given there, which is the physical change, which is the chemical change. Okay, so you are preparing tea in the early morning. Your mother is preparing tea. Okay, she is making tea, and you will see that tea is also one example of the chemical change. Remember, Okay, so now these fundamental experiments were regarded by these chemical changes. It started in 18th and 19th century, and while doing this, they measured accurately. So for measuring these matters or measuring whatever they things, these measurements is very important. And that first measurement we are using their Dalton's atomic theory for the that laws of chemical combination. Okay, so now what their laws are given that we have to see here one by one. So one try this is given for us, that is a conical class, test tube, balance, etc. And chemical is there, calcium chloride, sodium sulfate, calcium oxide, and water. And what we have to do, they are given in this activity. So when you see this in this activity, what will happen there? In the beaker, we have taken the calcium chloride. Okay, calcium chloride formula is CaCl2. Here you can see, take 56 gram calcium oxide in a large conical glass and put 18 gram of water in it, and we have to observe it. Then we have to measure the mass of the substance and what similarity do you find. So what similarity we are going to find here, that also we have to do here. And if second year, take a solution of calcium chloride in a conical glass and a solution of sodium sulfate is in a test tube. What you have to take that sodium chloride in the glass. If you see, this glass is there, inside is there, what is present? Calcium chloride. And here if you see, this test tube is in it, what is there? Solution of sodium sulfate. And when you observe, then afterwards you get that. You get their color. Here already it was their color, but here you are getting the colorless. So what happened here? So white precipitate of the CaSO4 in initial solution. So this happened just due to the law of chemical combination. Okay. So now we have to see about the law of conservation of matter. So this we got in 1785, French scientist Antoine Lavoisier. Okay. So Antoine Lavoisier, he inferred that he studied about this research in 1785, and then he has got that one directly conclusion. There is a no rise or drop in the mass of the matter during a chemical reaction. What is given statement? There is no rise or no loss of any mass of the matter during the chemical reaction. Yeah, while we are doing the any chemical reaction, that time there is nothing is changing. Whatever weight you are taking, that remains as it is. Suppose here you could see in this figure, there is a 323.23 gram is there, and here also after chemical reaction also we are getting the same weight is that 300.23 gram. And about the reactants, those substances are used in the reaction. Suppose like as in this process you can see calcium chloride and the sodium sulfate, both are the reactant, and when both are combined with each other and they form this new substance, that is CaSO4 and NaCl, means here calcium sulfate, and second one there sodium chloride. So both these are the products. Okay. And one more thing about this, whatever their molecules present here, how many molecules are there present here? Suppose CaCl2, and here if you see there's NaSO4, that same molecules will be present after the reaction. Okay, just only here we just written its name, but we are getting the same molecule. Suppose here how many calcium? 1 only here. So here also it should be there 1. Okay, if you see here SO4, 4, here you are getting the 4. But here Na2, so here it should be required there Cl2. So here twice NaCl required, then we will get this balanced chemical equation. It's called the balanced chemical equation. Now, what is by laws of conservation of matter, that you have to remember this. In the chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactants is same as the total mass of the product formed due to the chemical reactions, and this is called the law of conservation of matter. Are you getting it, students? What's going on? Yes or no? I want your response. Are you getting it? Patrati, Shreya Kade?
Yes, sir.
Any problem?
Yes, sir.
Sushi, Anushka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. So when there is a like this question will be arising, write the statement law of conservation of matter. Then you write from this point to this point. Remember, okay? So which point here? This point. In a chemical reaction, the total mass of reactants is the same as the total mass of the product formed due to the chemical reaction. And this is called the law of conservation of matter. Law of conservation of matter means very easy. So conservation means how much energy is produced here, that much only energy we can only migrate from one form into the another form. Migrate means we can change. Okay, its form just. We can't reduce or we can't rise it. लॉ ऑफ कॉन्झर्वेशन काय म्हणतोय, तुम्ही कुठल्याही प्रकारचं एनर्जी तयार करू शकत नाही किंवा नष्ट करू शकत नाही, परंतु जी काही एनर्जी इथं प्रेझेंट आहे किंवा जे काही केमिकल मध्ये जे काही त्याच्या रिएक्टंट मध्ये जे घटक आहेत ते घटक फक्त काय करू शकतो आपण, जशीच्या तसे दुसऱ्या याच्यात कन्वर्ट करू शकतो. यालाच काय म्हटलं जातं, लॉ ऑफ कॉन्झर्वेशन ऑफ मॅटर. गॉट इट एव्हरीवन? नाउ law of constant proportion. Before that, if anybody is having question, you can ask me. Okay. Law of constant proportion. In 1974, one great scientist, that French scientist named Jean-Proust, stated the law of constant proportion. So he is the pioneer of this law of constant of proportion. So what he said that about that, when the proportion of mass or by mass of the constituent element with the different samples of a compound is fixed, means everyone's substance its proportion is there fixed, it's not changed. Suppose we are going to speak about the water. So what is present there? One molecule of oxygen and two molecules of hydrogen, H2O. H2O. So what is there? Its proportion. If we speak about atomic mass of the hydrogen is the 1, means its proportion should be there 1:8. Its proportion should be there 1:8. This means 9 grams of water is formed by the 1 gram of the hydrogen and 8 gram of oxygen. What is here given? 8 gram of oxygen and 1 gram of water. Hydrogen. So there is a fixed proportion. If we change this proportion, then we will get a different product, different things will be there. So due to that reason, if it's here everywhere, there is a proportion is fixed, and due to that reason, if we change the proportion, then we will not get whatever substance we require. So this law of constant proportion, there are so many. Suppose we are going to speak about the NaCl. There are sodium and chlorine only. When we are going to add it or we'll combine, then only we will get the salt. Otherwise, we will not get the salt. Okay. So now here another one example is given about the mass of the carbon and oxygen, carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. If you see it, carbon is there, carbon dioxide obtained from the any source is into 3:8. What? How much proportion should be there? Carbon dioxide, if it's be there 3 carbon atoms and 8 oxygen atoms. Okay, and this means that we will get a 44 grams of the carbon dioxide. There is a 12 gram of carbon and 32. 3:8 means what is there? Its proportion is like that. If you see there, 3 means carbon. What is its atomic mass number? There 12. Okay, and about the oxygen is 8. Okay, sorry, 32 is there. About the oxygen is there 32. Its atomic number is 8. Atomic number is 8, but atomic mass is 32. And when we are going to add 12 plus 32, we will get the 44. Okay, then 12 and 44, we will take its ratio 32. So 3 4 are 12 and 4 8 are 32. So due to that, this proportion is written 3:8. Got it, student? Or any problem here? Yes or no? Have you understood it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.